And joining us now to talk about the surprising health benefits of gardening is Cassandra Nielson. And so nice to see you, and welcome to Ebru today.
It's a pleasure being here.
Well, now, one of the things about gardening that we're going to talk about is that this isn't just healthy to eat, but it's also healthy to do and partake in gardening.
Absolutely. Gardening provides restorative and recuperative benefits for your mind and your body. And all human beings have a connection with plants. And the more often they spend with those plants, the healthier and the more sense of well-being they'll have.
So it's a great stress reducer.
Reduces stress, reduces blood pressure, relieves symptoms of depression. It's a wonderful thing. It's just, all human beings have a primal need to be with plants. And we've just, in our modern technological world, we have lost touch with that. So here we have an example of some of the plants that can help us feel more well.
Now, Cassandra, you have your own story, and you actually go by a different name. Can you just tell us that story?
Sure. It's a little uncomfortable to talk about my personal story, but I was diagnosed with breast cancer about 15 years ago, and my oncologist told me that I had 6 to 8 months to live. I was declining treatment at the time, and my mom did not take that news very well. So she asked me what did I want to do with the time that I had left. And I wanted to garden. I wanted to be out in the fresh air. I wanted to enjoy the time here on earth. One of the things of being ill that way is to appreciate what we have here.
So this was like your bucket list.
Yeah, I didn't think of it at the time, but yes, it was like my bucket list. I just wanted to be peaceful and relaxed.
What specific plants did you start working with?
My mom is a very uber person, so she always does things to the A game. So I was expecting to grow a few tomatoes over the summer, maybe have some herbs. But she went out and she found a local garden club, and in a short amount of time we joined the national garden clubs, and we started doing all kinds of things. And she convinced me to have a surgery, the minimal amount of treatment to remove the tumor, and then my health returned, I returned to work, and I did well. 14 years later, I developed ovarian cancer, and at that point I was having memory loss, I was having difficulty focusing. Was
that because of the treatments?
I think it was a complication of the disease in itself. So I decided that I wanted to live. I wasn't going to give up. So I decided to write down in a notebook my strategies for gardening, and if I made it through, I would have something as a reference. I wasn't sure how bad my memory loss or how long-term my memory loss would be. So after my surgery, my oncologist, my very gifted oncologist, I had this notebook, and I published it into the book, which is now my book, The Naked Truth About Gardening, The Bare Essentials. And it sort of journeys how plants help you, what connection to nature they provide.
Tell me about these plants, and also you go under a different name, so if people don't know Cassandra, tell me what your pen name is, if you will.
My pen name is Eleanor Rose. 5 years after my initial diagnosis, my grandmother succumbed to lung cancer. So I write under her name as a way to honor her, to remember her, and to honor the traditions she taught me.
Well, it's a fascinating story, I'll tell you, but let's talk about these.
Okay.
I mean, it's absolutely inspirational. Tell me about some of these plants that you brought here.
Like I said, in the modern technological world, people don't really have a tremendous amount of space. So one of the things I try to focus on is using modern technology, but to reconnect us to the ancient art of gardening.
Well, I was just going to ask you because we had a question from San Diego, California, from Lee Bright, who asked, I live in an apartment, how can I grow some plants? Are these possible, and what are these?
This is my culinary herb garden, and it comes from earth boxes, and it's stackable, and in the winter time I bring my herbs inside. And here we have rosemary, sage, I have some chard. We have carrots.
Oh, wow.
For healthy
yeah,
eating.
I see them. There they are.
We have some parsley. And I was going through and taking off every yellow leaf. You can see here there's some yellow on the, and making it pretty and making sure there wasn't any dirt on it. And then I thought, that really doesn't give the naked truth about how it is. Sometimes a leaf gets yellow, sometimes that doesn't mean the plant is dying.
So it's not, again, not just good to eat, but it's also good for you
Absolutely.
to be doing this. How do you think it actually helped you? I mean, when you said you were so depressed from everything and you weren't feeling well, how did it help you?
Every illness, every serious illness, is a combination of physical pain, psychological distress, and depression. You're facing your own mortality. And gardening, the smells, the hope, the growth, helps you to achieve a physical recovery from those issues, as well as a recuperative state for your mind.
Well, I'll tell you, Cassandra, I have wanted to be a gardener for a long time, and you have certainly given me the inspiration. We wish you the best, and we hope you'll come back to Ebru today. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.